Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle with Prettiest Problem, and today I am doing an updated foundation highlight and contour routine. So I've just been doing my foundation highlight and contour a little bit different, and I've been loving the results and the way that it's been coming out. I've already have my eyes done, which is going to be a get ready with me date night look and chit chat. So if you want to watch that video, then see below. And it's all drugstore. A lot of times I've noticed before that my highlight would just be too strong and my contour would just be too strong. So I found a way to kind of get around that and still look natural. So please stay tuned. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Let's get started. So I am going to use all drugstore products for this because I'm just a drugstore product kind of gal. So I'm going to start by doing my highlight and contour before I put on my foundation. And that's what I've noticed has really helped me to tone down my makeup and kind of make things flow more smoothly. Okay, first I'm going to prime my face. I've been using, of course, my Professionals, and this fills in my pores, so I just place that here where my pores are the largest. I kind of pat it in. I've been using this Cover FX primer, and it's a silicone mattifying primer, and I just use that around the rest of my face. I've been kind of trying to feel this stuff out because I'm not sure if it really mattifies my face, but it's hard for anything to mattify my face, so I kind of take those things with a grain of salt. Don't mind the hawks outside or whatever that is making noise. Now that my primer is on, I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Better Skin concealer, and this is in the color medium, and I'm going to highlight. And this concealer is actually kind of light for me, but it's okay because it's going under my foundation. So I've found that you can go a little bit lighter. You don't want to go too light now, don't get crazy with it, but you can go a little bit lighter because you're going to put your foundation on top of it. And I just put it everywhere that I normally highlight. And I've also been kind of toning it down just a little bit by using Warm Honey by LA Pro Girl, and I'll just stick this on a little bit on top of this. And I also use this like right under where I use my contour, just because I don't really like it to be that highlighted under here. And then I just place it here, kind of right here. So now I look like an absolute fool. I'm not done yet. I'm going to take Black Opal's foundation stick, and I've been loving this stick as a base for my contour. So this is in the color Suede Mocha, and I'm just going to stick it right in the hollows of my cheek, or where I want the hollows to be located. I'll stick it right here in my temple area, down the side, temple area, down the side, around the top of my forehead, and right up under my jawline. I don't put it on my nose because my nose is I have a very prominent bulb nose, so I don't want to create too much of a harsh contour, but I'm going to show you how I contour my bulb nose. And I'm just going to use this Dampen Beauty Blender to blend out the highlight. So this is a really good technique for people who, like, if you notice your highlight and contour too ridiculous. But if you notice your highlight and contour a little bit too much, and you, like Irishcel says, you're going way too far, then this may be a better option for you than putting it on top of your foundation. Okay, now I'm going to take this brush, and this is just a Real Techniques brush. I'm going to work in my contour with that. When I'm blending this contour in, I'm going to feather it upwards and try not to take that color down. If you have a larger forehead, then bringing your highlight inwards to the top of your brows may be a good idea. So I usually try to take it in just a little bit, and then don't forget about the bottom. And what this is going to do is kind of reduce the look of a double chin. So I know I look like super crazy, right now, but we're gonna get it together, okay? I promise. And then after I do that, I kind of will just go back and blend the two in together. And now I'm gonna take my foundation colors. So I've been using this Almond Glow from CoverGirl, which is a little bit too dark for me. And I use 1 full pump of it, maybe a little bit more. And then my winter color, which is the L'Oreal Infallible number 111 in Soft Sable. And I put a little bit of that on top. And so I just take my finger into it. I place it between all of the highlights and contour meeting areas. So now that I have all of my foundation splashed around my face, I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender and just work that in. And you can cover your contour, you can cover your highlight, because the highlight was too bright anyway, so this will tone it down, but you will still see the highlight. And this has been absolutely my favorite way to do this lately. It really makes a huge difference on how highlighted and contoured I am. And that's just the base. So now I have a very natural, or more natural looking highlight. So now I'm going to set my under eye concealer, and I've been using, it depends, like this Airspun is like really white, so if you want that extra zhuzh, I'm going out tonight, so I'm going to use this one because to give myself a little bit more of a highlight. I've been also using this black opal powder, and this is in the color Neutral Light, and this one is in the color Translucent Extra Coverage. So this is like a drag powder, so I'm going to do a little bit extra this evening. And I just take some on a flat foundation brush, place it right there. You want to kind of hurry up before your concealer begins to set into the lines under your eye. And if you notice that happening, then you want to take your beauty blender and blend out those creases before you set it. Because if you set it before, you will set the creases, and don't nobody want a creasy eye. That's what you don't want. Put it everywhere I put the highlight. I don't know if y'all saw that Irishcel video. I'm gonna link it in the bottom because it was freaking hilarious, and we can all be guilty of over highlighting and over contouring. And I've noticed that with myself, and you know, it's just a learning process. You just keep doing things to try to fix what it is that you see. You know, you take pictures and you say, oh, I was a little bit bright there, let me kind of tone it down a little bit, and then the next time you go, you figure out a different way to highlight. I'm just putting it kind of heavy because this is the process of baking. So now that I'm baking, I'm gonna set my contour. And what I've been using to set my contour is the Chocolate Soleil. I'm gonna take that same brush that I used to blend in my contour, and it just sets it. So I just put it on top of the contour that I have. Then I go back in with a little bit of a darker brown, which is this Black Radiance. And I'm just going to use that right here in the outer portions to kind of give me a little bit more definition. And right here in my temples, because I have a really large forehead. So this is supposed to help decrease the look of that. So now that I'm looking even more like an idiot, I'll be back after I put on my lashes. Now that my lashes are on, I'm going to take a large fluffy brush and wipe all of the powder away. And like I have to really get in there and wipe it away because of that white color. Now I'm going to take Fix Plus spray, and I'm going to spray this so that it doesn't give me a powdery look, and I'll let this set on my face for a second just to kind of get rid of the white look. Yes, I spray down. This is pretty much my new foundation routine. I do have a little bit of a heavy contour line. If you feel like anything is a little bit too heavy, you can just kind of blend that out a little bit. Also, sometimes if your highlight is still a little bit too bright or the powder is still kind of showing up there, I usually take my Skin Finish in medium D and just go over my highlight a little bit more to tone it down. So this is the final look. I know my hair is a mess, but this is the final foundation look after I applied my lips, my highlight, and everything else. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you would like any updated, like a brow routine. I pretty much do the same thing. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow me on Snapchat because I've been loving that app recently. And thank you guys so much for just your support and your comments, and I really hope that this helps somebody, because the highlight and contouring thing can be like really tricky, and there's so many different ways to do different techniques to kind of make it subtle or be a little bit more dramatic with it. This is kind of a mix in between the two. I believe this is, it's not a subtle, because you can see, bam, cheeks are popping, but it's not over the top. So actually I forgot to do my nose. Let's do that now. I'm gonna take this chocolate Solio, and I'm just going to take a blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of run that down the side of my nose. And I like this chocolate Solio because it's very subtle, but you can still see it. This is so all over the place. I'm rushing, you guys. I'm so sorry. But I usually just take my beauty blender and kind of pat that in a little bit, so it doesn't give me too much of the contours. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Sometimes I layer and change my lips a few times with the look just a bit. And then those boots. The bottom of the boots is actually the same color as this. It's